Agent X adjusted his rearview mirror. Nerves, a foreign feeling, tightened his stomach. He wasn't facing an army of assassins or disarming a nuclear bomb. Today, he faced a different beast. The final driving test at the agency. This wasn't just about parallel parking or three-point turns. It was about pushing man and machine to the limit, all while navigating the chaos of everyday traffic. The instructor, a steely-eyed woman known only as Viper, slid into the passenger seat. "Agent X," she said, her voice devoid of emotion. "This test separates the amateurs from the professionals. One wrong move and you're back to driving a desk." No pressure, X thought, gripping the steering wheel. He knew this wasn't just about passing a test. It was about understanding the psychology of the road, anticipating the unexpected, and staying alive. Viper pointed to a bustling intersection. "Go. Show me what you've learned." X took a deep breath, put the car in gear, and eased into traffic. He knew that even the most mundane drive could turn deadly in an instant. Defensive driving, Viper had drilled into him, was about more than just following the rules. It was about anticipating the mistakes of others and being prepared to react. X remembered the countless hours spent on the agency's simulators, learning to read the subtle cues of other drivers, anticipating their next move. A car approaching an intersection too quickly, a pedestrian distracted by their phone, a truck changing lanes without signaling. These were all potential hazards that a good driver had to be prepared for. This test wasn't just about his skills behind the wheel, it was about his ability to read people, to understand their intentions, and to react accordingly. "Good," Viper said, breaking the silence. "You're anticipating, not just reacting." She was right. Defensive driving was about staying 2 steps ahead. It was about knowing your surroundings, anticipating potential hazards, and always having an escape route. It was about being proactive, not reactive. They approached a highway on-ramp. "Merge," Viper instructed. X signaled his intention and checked his blind spot, but the traffic was dense, and no one seemed willing to let him in. This, X knew, was where many drivers faltered. They either forced their way in, creating a dangerous situation, or they slammed on their brakes, disrupting the flow of traffic. But X had a trick up his sleeve: the zipper merge. Instead of trying to squeeze into a non-existent gap, he maintained his speed and drove alongside the highway traffic until he reached the point where the lane ended. Then, smoothly and confidently, he merged in, just like a zipper. Zipper merge, Viper nodded approvingly. Efficient, predictable, safe. It wasn't just about being a courteous driver, it was about understanding the psychology of traffic flow. When drivers cooperated and used the zipper merge, everyone benefited. Traffic moved more smoothly, there were fewer accidents, and everyone reached their destination with less stress. The highway stretched ahead, a ribbon of asphalt buzzing with activity. X settled into a comfortable speed, maintaining a safe distance from the car in front. He knew that tailgating was one of the leading causes of accidents. Yet so many drivers did it without a second thought. Distance equals time, Viper had drilled into him. Time to react, time to avoid. But maintaining a safe following distance wasn't the only challenge. The road was a minefield of distractions, billboards screaming for attention, drivers on their phones. Even the radio could steal precious seconds of focus. X knew that even a momentary lapse in concentration could be disastrous. He kept his eyes moving, scanning the road ahead, checking his mirrors, constantly assessing the situation. He ignored the insistent ringing of his phone. He tuned out the catchy jingle on the radio. He even resisted the urge to scratch an itch on his nose. His focus remained absolute, his senses honed, his mind alert. Driving, he realized, wasn't just a physical act, it was a mental one. "Good," Viper said, her voice a rare note of approval. "You're treating this like a mission, not a Sunday drive." She was right. Every time he got behind the wheel, he was engaging in a high-stakes game of chess, where one wrong move could have devastating consequences. The test continued, a blur of city streets, winding country roads, and high-speed maneuvers. X navigated each challenge with precision and confidence, always aware of his surroundings, always anticipating the unexpected. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they returned to the agency. Viper turned to him, her expression unreadable. "Agent X," she said, "you've done well. You understand that driving is more than just a skill, it's a mindset." She paused. "But never forget," she added, her voice hardening. "The road is a dangerous place, even the best drivers make mistakes. The key is to learn from them and never stop improving." X nodded, etching her words into his memory. He had passed the test, but more importantly, he had learned a valuable lesson. The journey to becoming a truly great driver never ended. It was a lifelong pursuit of knowledge, skill, and above all, constant vigilance.